Hey guys, Matt here at Brewery. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Sorry about the background noise. We got family over. It's my wife's birthday today. We had dinner. We had dinner planned for everybody here, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So this is one of the yeast experiment beers I'm just sipping on. Going through a couple of reviews tonight too while we're waiting for some cake to be done. Just real quick update today. Well, so first let me just talk about this. What a weird world we live in these days over here on the East Coast. Of course, our state isn't shut down, but a lot of stuff is shut down. So we have, you can't go into any restaurants. You got to be careful going into most stores. A lot of them are actually closed. The ones that are open are only open till 8. So I had planned on doing something for my wife this year. We originally had planned on going down to Disney, but that was postponed. So I had originally also, beyond that, planned to take her out to dinner, but that also has been off the table because you can't really go out to dinner these days. So we we made the most of it. We went out to, did one of those curbside deals where you can go out and you can go to one of those restaurants, you can order your food, and you can't go in, you can't sit. So we ended up just eating in the car. We were going to go to a nice place, but a lot of them were closing early. A lot of them were just having issues. So we just went to the nearest place that we could find that we wanted. So we just sat there in the parking lot, did a little thing there, just kind of, sat there, ate, talked for a few minutes, and then came back home. I mean, that's where we are right now in the world. So we did what we could. So I guess we'll look back on this and laugh, but that was our date night, since we couldn't do much else. But let's see, on the brewing front, of course, we're getting through the yeast experiment beers. I got a couple left to review. I'll probably do them tomorrow. Porr Challenge round 1 beers have come in yesterday, so I'm looking forward to going through those. Got a few to look through there. Nice variety, so it'll be nice, because we're going through 12 of these West Coast IPAs. It'd be nice to have a little bit of variety, so that'd be cool to go through that. I'll probably start looking at those next week. I'll put together the videos like I normally do, but I'm not going to post them until the results are out. So I think that's probably the best thing. What's interesting about a lot of these yeast experiment beers, some of them, the yeast has changed them enough that I would probably just call them a pale ale. I remember somebody, main brew guy, I think said it, Mike Dean might have said it in one of his reviews. There's a couple of these that you really can't classify it as an IPA. It's interesting how the yeast has changed it that much that it almost took on a whole nother style. It's just interesting how the characteristics vary so much beyond some of these yeast. Some of them are pretty similar, but other ones are pretty out there. So it's really cool. It's been a fun experience, and I thank main brew guy Gary for putting this together. It's been a lot of fun. I look forward to more challenges or experiments like this in the future. I personally like to do like a base malt challenge. There's a ton of them out there. I mean, there's the normal half dozen or so that you're familiar with, but there's a ton of other yeast or malts that are out there that you can classify as a base malt. I mean, hell, you can make your beer out of 100% Munich or Vienna or Golden Promise or any of those. I mean, there's plenty of options out there. So I would like to do something like that maybe later in the year after we get through this busy season. That would be a neat thing to kind of put together if anyone is interested in that from the Brewtubing community. I've talked about it a little bit in the Facebook chat that we have. It sounds like there's some interest, but I think because everybody has so much going on, between this Porr Challenge and the yeast experiment and now all the pandemic thing we're dealing with, it's not exactly on the forefront of people's minds at this point, but would be something to look into trying to do maybe later in the year, maybe in the fall or something if it works out. On my brewing front, I have the Rasputin's beard. I brewed a second version of that. I toned down the special B on that slightly just to try to knock down the taste of the dark fruits a little bit, just to see if it rounds it out a little bit more, and just see how that turns out. I mean, otherwise the recipe is pretty much the same. Brewed it for a friend up north. He gave me the money for the ingredients, and I put it together. So the batch is essentially his. I'll probably keep a few around here for myself, just to compare with what I've done with previous versions. And now that the warmer weather has started to come in, it's been in the 70s here. We had a couple days where it was in the 80s actually. So now I'm starting to think about my warmer weather beers. The next one I want to make, and I'm hoping to brew it next week if time permitting, is going to be my Munich Helles. So my Munich Helles was really nice last year, so I'd like to brew that again. I'm probably looking to try to make that next week. I have all the ingredients for it. I still have I have a whole full sack of Pilsner malt, so I'm definitely going to bust into that. And I have, of course, the yeast that I use for that, which is the Southern German Lager yeast. I believe it's WLP 838, I think. And I loved what that yeast did for that beer, so I want to do it again. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot else going on. So I'm just going to make it a short one this week, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Take care. Cheers. Get back to that crowd.